Hey everyone, James here from All American Guardian. Okay, so now that we've got most of our settings done on our WordPress website, just our basic settings over here on the left-hand side, um, I wanted to kind of just take you through adjusting your theme settings. Now, I installed a Themify theme that was free on this particular test website that I've been showing you guys. Every theme that you install is going to be a little different, okay? If you install a StudioPress theme, most of their themes are going to follow a theme. On the back end, they're all going to be kind of similar the way you do the settings and the customization. But even within the StudioPress themes, there's a lot of differences. Same thing for Themify, same thing for Theme Forest or Elegant Themes. They're going to have some similarities on the back end, but all in all, every theme pretty much is very unique when you go in to adjust the settings. But with that said, on the back end of theme settings, there are some things, some commonalities, or things that are going to be very similar from theme to theme to theme and from designer to designer. There's just general things that are similar. So I'm going to start going through those over the next, I don't know how many videos it's going to take me to get through them, because I'm off the top of my head, I can't remember everything that's in the back end of theme settings. But the first thing we're going to start off with is the favicon. I call it a favicon. Some people call it a fave icon or favicon. I call it a favicon. It stands for favorite icon. And if you've never heard of this before, you've definitely seen them before. Up here at the top left-hand side, let's just go to YouTube for a second. In the search bar, the tab up here, just above the search, or just above the address bar, the little tab up here, and depending on what browser you use, I'm using Chrome right now, that's typically what I use. It may look a little different, but you see this little red icon? It's the YouTube icon. It's showing up here on the tab because that's what they have the favicon set to. On the Themify, on the allamerican.site with the Themify theme installed, on the test side of mine, I've got just a white one right now. It's just blanked out because I was playing around with it and just seeing how this one worked, so that I didn't look like a total idiot whenever I shot this video for you guys. But because like I said, they're all a little different. And then over here, I've got a couple of websites opened up where you can actually go and generate your own icon. So if you, and it's got to be in a very specific file format, okay? It's in a .ico format. So if you look right here, actually, this is the white one that I have uploaded right now to my site, to the test site, and this is the name of the file. It's favicon.ico. So that might seem kind of strange. You may have never seen a file name ending in .ico. You know, most image files are going to be like .jpg or .png, things like that. You've got the bitmap ending for image files as well. So the .ico is kind of weird. It's different, but it's just for favicons. It's just for that little icon that goes up in the top of the browser on the tab. Also, it's used like when you save a website, let's say to your home screen. Let me just flip over to that for a second. All these little icons are pulled from the favicon in most circumstances. So your icon, your favicon, is not only going to be seen here on the tab, but if somebody saves your website, it will also be seen on their home screen if they choose to put that there on the home screen, so they have a shortcut to your website. And then there's also favicons from your website that will show up on like an iPhone or an Android and different apps and things like that. But the main thing I'm going to show you tonight, and I say tonight, you may be watching this in the morning, who knows, but I'm shooting it at nighttime. It's about 10:30 p.m. here in Houston. So let me just show you how to create a favicon real quick. You can go pick out your own picture if you want, that you want to use for a favicon. Just remember that the picture you use is going to be shrunk down to a very tiny size. It's like 16 pixels by 16 pixels. This is very, very tiny. So if you have a bunch of detail in there, it's probably not going to get seen. The best images for Favicon are just really plain, basic, high contrast images with large sections in them. So like even on this YouTube one, it's red and it has a little triangle play button, which I'm having to get up close to my screen because it's very difficult to see. I mean, it's so tiny. So that's kind of my point. You can see here on the Favicon Generator tab, that FG is pretty clear. You can see that pretty good, and they just basically took their initials, FG, from Favicon Generator and made a Favicon out of it. So let's jump into making your own. Okay, you can either, like I said, get a picture, or you can do it with just letters like they did here, and I'll show you how to do that over on this other website. But these are the two I picked. There's a ton of them out there. If you just go to Google, type in Favicon Generator, you'll come up with all kinds of websites. But be careful, some of these websites have like malicious software, and when you go to download your icon, you may get a virus on your computer if you don't have good virus protection. There's also a lot of pop-ups and ads and things like that. I mean, even on this site, that's how they make their money. It's free, but you know, there's an ad right here for Xfinity, and there's an ad right here for Liquid Web Hosting. By the way, that's a pretty good hosting as well. There's one down here, so when people click on those, they make money. Anyhow, let's go choose an image. This website is called favicongenerator.com. We're going to choose image to upload, and the image I'm going to choose, let me just go into blog images. I think I have one in there. Okay, I'm going to use this little shield right here. It's like an American looking shield, looks like an American flag. So I'm just going to click on that, hit open, create Favicon. And it shouldn't take too long. Now right here, there's a download button on the right. You've got to be careful because these ads that pop up look like download buttons. It says start now. This is actually an ad. See that? I can highlight this and the whole thing turns blue. It's a Google AdSense ad, and I can tell right here just by the logo. But anyhow, you're going to hit download on this little blue button, and you can see that it's giving you a little screenshot, a little preview. I'm going to zoom in, of the icon, but you see how small it is. It's so tiny that it's lost a lot of its you know, you can't really tell that those are stars. They're just little dots. But anyhow, it still looks kind of cool. So we will just hit download, and then we're going to go back to our theme, and right here we're going to have to hit upload, but I need to move this into a folder. So let's do this. Let's go to, wow, man, I got stuff popping up all over the place. Let's go to All American Guardian. Let's go to just blog images. I don't have much in there, so it's easy. And let's move this. Ooh. All right. Okay. So it shows up as just a white piece of paper or whatever, depending on your browser or your installation of Windows, if that's what you're using, or Apple, whatever you're using. It may show up, the icon might look different. It's not giving us a preview because it's not reading the icon, because we're not in a web browser. That's where the icons are usually read. So we know where it's at. We're going to go to upload right here. I'm going to choose it, hit open. There we go. I'm going to hit save, and I'm going to refresh. Now look right here, my tab is white. I'm going to hit refresh. Boom, there we go. Now I've got a Favicon. It looks like the little shield. It's just been minified there. It's just been shrunk down, and I've got a cool little Favicon so that my site looks really professional. Okay, So now that we've got that cool little favicon created, let me show you how to make one. If you don't have a cool picture to use, you can also just do letters. And you can always go back and replace this later. So, start off with the simple letters, and then later on you can go back and replace it with a cool picture. So you're going to come over to this one, favicon.io, and you can type text in here. I would recommend only putting like 2 letters. So I'm all American Guardian, but let's just put AA, Alcoholics Anonymous. Let's just put AA just to see what it looks like. Or actually, here, let's do this. I don't want to put AA. Let's put JR. Okay, that's my initials, James Reeves. All right, so JR, square shape. You can choose font style if you want, font size, font color, font background, or background color. So you can also choose a transparent background if you click that little tick box there. I would make sure you choose high contrast, so like black on white, white on black, maybe black and red, dark blue and white. You just need to make sure that it's high contrast. Otherwise, because the picture is so small, people aren't going to be able to see it. So let's do just something simple and quick here. Font color, let's do white and hit OK. Background color, let's do black and hit OK. And we're going to download. This is the PNG file. You don't want that. That's a regular image file. You want this one that says ICO. So hit download. It downloads it. Now we're going to go and move that into over here into our folder where I can find it. Oh wow, this one's actually given us a preview of the icon, and now this one is too. I don't know why earlier it wasn't. I was thinking it was having trouble reading it for some reason, but it's actually showing us the little shield right there. There's a big shield, there's a little shield, and JR. Oh, it's kind of in like a cursive. Kind of looks funny, but anyhow, you get the idea. You can play around with the fonts, and there's a bunch of them in here, so you don't have to choose the one that's on the default there. So let's go back into our theme, themify settings. There's favicon. We're going to hit upload. Go pick the one we just made with my initials. Hit open. Hit save. And then I'm just going to hit refresh, and right here we should see the initials pop up. There you go. Switch to JR. But you see, that's even kind of hard to read because it's in cursive. So I would recommend, just test it out. Make sure that it's readable. Otherwise, it's kind of pointless. So that's how you make a favicon. That's how you make a favorite icon for your website to go up there in the tab when someone has your website open in their browser. And it just makes you look really cool and professional, and then other people go, hey, how did you get that little icon up there? And you can choose to tell them or not. Maybe direct them to this video, and I'll tell them for you. So if you have any questions about that, or if you have any troubles, hit me up in the comments below. You guys take care. I will see you on the next video.
All American Guardian, keeping vigil watch over your business website.